My name is Minty. Welcome to my channel, or if you're new, welcome back. We're so happy to have you. And I make videos all about my life, what's going on, and things that I feel like are timely and relevant in the moment. So, as you can see by the title down below, today's video is going to be all about September goal setting. I saw a few YouTube videos that kind of like inspired me to make this. I will include one in the description box, and I just thought, why not give my own spin on it? And as well as talking about my September goals, I also want to talk about general goal setting and some of my advice for actually um, reaching your goals, because I know a lot of times we make goals for ourselves and we have all the good intentions in the world, but we don't actually get it done. So I'll talk about like a few ways to combat that, just to make yourself effective. So if you have any September goals that you want to share, feel free to include them in the description box down below. And don't only include the goal, but include like one thing you're going to do to reach that goal, which is something we're going to talk about. So let's get into it. I'm going to separate this into 3 categories: personal goals, health related goals, and then business related goals. I'm skipping money this time around because I don't necessarily think that I have any like clear budget or anything like that. That's still something that I'm working on. So I'm skipping that for this time around. I know a lot of people typically do put that in their videos, but that's something that just this time around we will be skipping. So let's get started with those personal goals. Okay, so the first stop on our September goals are personal goals. So my first goal is to finish one book this month. This is the book that I'm currently reading. It's called Own Your Glow, and my plan is to finish this book by the end of the month. And I really believe that when you make goals, you have to kind of put like steps that you're going to take to reach them, or else, it's kind of like, how are you going to get it done? So for me, I plan on reading 30 minutes per day. And the way I look at that is like 15 minutes in the morning and then 15 minutes right before I go to bed. And this this first goal, I'm going to use to talk about SMART goals. So you've probably heard the acronym SMART goals, but when it comes to SMART goals, the first step is being specific. So sometimes people might say something like, I want to read more. That's not really specific, because more could be you want to read once a week, or more could be you want to read every day. So when it comes to specific, I made the goal that I wanted to finish one book per month, to keep it very specific, something really tangible that I can look at. So when you're making goals, really think about, don't just say I want to do more of this or I want to do less of this. Kind of figure out what that more looks like or what that less looks like. My second one is a little bit less like interesting, but it's just create a new skincare routine. I have never really been that knowledgeable about skin, other than knowing that I have dry skin. So in order to reach this goal, I want to like research and buy some new products. So again, going into that specific goal, I want to create a routine, and within that routine, I need to research and get some new products that will work for my skin. So the third goal is to listen to at least one podcast per day. So I really like podcasts, but I find myself kind of like sporadically listening to them. And so the way that I plan on reaching this one is by listening to podcasts like in the shower, like during my whole bathroom routine. So from brushing my teeth, showering, moisturizing to getting dressed, because I don't tend to listen to like long 2-hour podcasts. Most of the ones that I listen to have like shorter episodes, so I can kind of get it done within that time frame. And in terms of going back to our SMART goals, this is very specific because it's saying I'm going to do something once per day, and that's something that I can kind of track. So those are all of my personal goals. I really, when I was writing this list, I really wanted to keep it simple and also keep it realistic, which is something we're going to talk about later with SMART goals. But now we are going to move to our second category, which is health. So for health, I wanted to drink 5 bottles of water per day, and the way that I kind of like broke that down was into two things. First, I wanted to have a water bottle that I actually liked, so I got this one, which is for my job, and I felt like if I had a water bottle that I actually liked, then I would be more inclined to drink it. But also, for me, I broke that down into 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 1 in the evening, which is a way to kind of like track what exactly I am doing. And this goes into the second part of SMART goals, which is measurable. I can measure, like, okay, I fill this up, I drink 1 bottle, and that's, measuring it. I don't necessarily measure it in terms of like ounces or anything like that, but I do measure it in terms of 1 bottle of water. I'm drinking that. So my second goal is to eat more whole foods and less processed and frozen foods. So I don't necessarily actually plan on doing a what I eat in a day at some point, probably like in the next 2 or 3 videos. But I do tend to eat like frozen foods. Those frozen foods will be from like a Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, but I want to get more so into like making food. So if I want meatballs, instead of eating like frozen meatballs, making them, putting them in the oven myself. And so again, talking about what we were talking about before, plan ahead. I am talking about like the steps that I'm taking. So that first step is going to be planning ahead. So planning ahead is really important because you can say you want to change something, but how are you going to get there? Like maybe instead of going to the supermarket with no list, you have a list so you know what you're going to make. And then I want to try 1 new recipe per week, and I want to take a trip to Trader Joe's. So all of this ties into eating more whole foods, because if I have, I've been to like Trader Joe's once or twice, but if I go to like, this store that I really haven't been to that many times, maybe I can find like new things that I haven't seen in like the local supermarket or the local Whole Foods that I like to eat, which will help me eat more whole foods and eat less frozen foods. So, and then the last one that ties up into our main goal of eat more whole foods is trying 1 new recipe per week. And I'm going to specifically highlight this one to talk about attainable. So a lot of times people say they want to change their diet, but how are you going to get there, right? So you don't want to start by saying, oh, I'm not gonna eat any carbs. Okay, if you've decided that you want to limit your carbs for whatever reason, then maybe start with doing it once per week, or saying, okay, I'm only gonna have them with 1 meal instead of in every single meal per day. And so you want to be attainable. If I was saying something like, oh, I'm gonna cook brand new recipes every day for a whole month, that's like, it's currently September 2nd, so that's like 28 days of meals, and that's a lot. So instead, I'm not putting a lot of pressure on myself, but I am saying I want to try 1 new recipe per week, which is making it attainable. So next, the third category, and I have all my notes in this notebook, but the third category we're going to talk about is kind of like business. So my first goal is to gain 1,000 followers on YouTube. So I'm currently sitting at about 20 something right now as this video is being made, and I think that this is something that I can achieve, which goes into the next part of our SMART goals, which means reachable. The next acronym, and the part of the acronym is reachable. So I believe that this is something that I can reach through consistency. It's something that's been done before, and it's not necessarily that I'm saying, oh, I want to gain 1,000,000 followers. That might be a little less likely, but it can be likely that I would gain about 200 followers per week. So that's the goal. So as a matter of fact, if you see this video, subscribe. I don't know why I said followers, I mean subscribers. If you could subscribe down below, join the family, and let us know you're here, so that you can see my videos. I plan on, which goes into my next part of this, post 2 times per week. So I plan on posting from like this week on. I plan on posting 2 times per week, and I want one of those to be a vlog. So it could be like a vlog of me working because I work from home, or a vlog of me like going out, or just different things like that. And then one sort of like content based video, which is what this is. So I feel like if I post twice per week, again, like what we've said throughout this whole video, we're talking about things that kind of like steps we're going to take to reach our main goal. So posting twice a week, more people will see my content, and in turn that will help me gain more followers. And then the other thing that I wanted to do, is comment on more videos, just to like, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, but I kind of never say anything. So I want to be able to, or I want to try to comment on more videos that I watch, so that I'm just getting to interact with other people, and kind of engrossing myself more in YouTube rather than being like watching from the outside. So our last kind of like ring on our list is to hit 200 sales. So for those who don't know, I have a small business. I make custom jewelry and non-custom. These earrings are from my website, which I will link in the description box. But my goal is to hit 200 sales. This is actually my goal last month, and it didn't happen. And I think it didn't happen because I didn't really understand how I was going to get there. So again, with everything that we're talking about, oh, and before I say that, I want to hit 200 sales by the end of the month, which will go into our last part of the acronym SMART, which is timely. And timely goals means like your goal has an expiration, kind of not an expiration date that you want to reach it by. Technically, all of my goals I want to reach by the end of the year. Like I want to gain those 1,000 followers by the end of the year. I mean, by the end of this month. So it's really important to have something be timely, because then it kind of gives you a deadline. Think about like with any assignment that you have, whether it's work or school. If someone told you, like, didn't just told you to do it, but not like by when, it would just probably sit there. It would kind of not really get done, like, or it would get done a long time from then. So when it comes to hitting goals, it's all about understanding what is a time frame. So for me, I know by October 1st, I want to hit those 200 deals. So I have 2 specific things that I'm going to use to get there. So one is to complete a successful influencer partnership. This is already in the works from last month, but this month it's just going to be like completed. So I know that that's going to bring me a lot of traffic and also help me gain more sales. The second thing that I want to do is post on at least 1 social media per day. And we're actually going to go back to something that we talked about, which is attainable. So before, I always told myself in the past I was going to post on every single social media every single day, which my business currently has an Instagram, a TikTok, and a Facebook. And with being someone who has a full-time 9-to-5 job, it's not realistic for me to think that I'm going to post 3 times for about 30 days. That's like 90 different posts, and that's a lot because I work during the day. So I decided to change that to say post on at least 1 social media per day, and if I can, do more. But I really want to create goals that are attainable, or create steps that can make the main goal attainable. Okay, sorry guys. I've been talking for almost 13 minutes straight. But those are pretty much all of the goals that I have for September. And now I'm actually going to show you all, before we close out this video, I'm going to show you all something that I made. It's very simple. It only took me like 5 minutes. That is going to give me motivation when it comes to completing my goals. So we're going to flip the camera around and I will see you in a second. Okay, so now we're on my desk and I wanted to show you guys that I made this September goal tracker. It's very simple. I am not in any way, shape, or form a designer. But one of the goals that I forgot to mention is that I want to work out 4 times per week. So I put 4 for each week. I put 4 circles, and then once I do it, I will check it off. So I did that for every single thing. I put that for followers on YouTube when I get to my main goal, and then I put it for finishing my book. I put the amount of pages in the book, and then I also, another goal I forgot to mention, which I guess could tie into personal, is journaling every day. So I just put like 1 box for every single day. I'm actually following a TikTok account that's giving journal prompts every day, so that kind of makes it easier for me to get them done, which also goes towards the whole conversation of being reachable. If it wouldn't be reachable if I was probably left up to find my own prompts, but because I was able to find prompts, it's easy for me to kind of like just follow along. It's only going to take me like 10 minutes per day. And then we're also here with sales. So my business currently has about 140 sales. So I just put a few milestones to capture. So I will definitely keep this and give you guys an update at the end of the month. But so here is my goal tracker. And I'll pick it up, and it's like pretty small. It's nothing crazy, but for me it helps a lot because I can kind of like tangibly show what I've accomplished and what I'm getting done. Okay guys, so I am back. I hope you enjoyed my goal tracker, which I have on my desk right here. But that was pretty much it for my video today. I just wanted to really talk about some of my goals. I hope this gave you all some ideas for things you could do. It's only September 2nd, so even if you haven't written out your goals, this will go out on September 2nd, just at the end of the day. But even if you haven't made any goals for the month, or even goals for the year, that's something I really want to talk about. Like, you can make goals for the year at any point. It doesn't have to be December 31st or January 1st. Like, throughout the year, if you're like, you know what, I want to change, I want to do something differently, then all you have to do is kind of like set those things in motion, and you can do it. It doesn't matter the time. So with that being said, I want to thank you for coming to my video. Once again, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. It is totally free, and you get to know the next time I upload. But I will see you in my next video. Bye.